Hello boys and girls, Busternaut here, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. So for today's video we're taking a look at the German tier 5 heavy tank, the VK3002H, and let's first take a look at where this tank stands in the tech tree. So it's right there on the bottom after the DW2, and it leads to the VK3002M and the VK3601H, which are tier 6 medium and tier 6 heavy tank. They are both worth researching. So first of all, let's take a look at the modules of this vehicle. As you can see, I haven't researched the tracks, the top engine and two of the guns, but I'll explain why later. Now the gun I'm using is 7.5 centimeter. It has 7.14 rounds per minute rate of fire, 150 millimeters of penetration, 160 alpha damage, and 0.35 accuracy, and 2.5 aiming time. It's a very good gun, but the aiming time is a little bit, big. Now, a lot of people will be using this gun. It has 7.44 rate of fire. It has 157 millimeters of penetration and 221 with the gold rounds, with the same accuracy, aiming time, and alpha damage as the gun I'm using. But it's worth 9,000 XP. This is a lot. Now the top engine has only 25 more horsepower than the second engine, so I don't think it's worth giving 5000 XP for 25 horsepower. I mean, yeah, it's just not worth it. So let's now take a look at the stats of this vehicle. It has 780 hit points and 50-50-50 front, side and rear armor. Now this armor is garbage, and your only chance of bouncing is when you play versus lower tiers, and you have to angle like that 45 degrees and hope that your tracks will eat some of the damage. Other than that, you don't stand a chance. The turret armor is 80 at the front and 60 at the side and the rear, which is not bad, but then again it won't save you against tier 6, and tier 7s would just laugh at you. Now for the consumables, I am using the repair kit, first aid kit and fire extinguisher, but then again you can use whatever you want, whatever fits your playstyle. For the equipment, I recommend using gun rammer, ventilation, and the third module, it's depending on your playstyle. You can fit either a gun length drive for the bad aiming time, or binoculars, or even optics. It's depending on your choice entirely. So with that being said, this tank is very good. I mean, it's not too bad. And now let's take a look at some of the games that I had in this vehicle. First game, we are fighting on Copperfield. I like this map quite a lot, and it's a tier 5 game, which is very good. We're top tier. I will be heading for the upper hill of this map. So why am I not using the the best gun available, the 7.5/5.5 centimeter? Well, it's not worth giving 9,000 experience for just a little bit more rate of fire and a little bit more penetration. But if you are going to research the VK3601H, which is the tier 6 heavy tank, I recommend highly to research that gun on the VK3001H, because it's that gun you'll be using on the 3601H as well. It's the best gun available for the tier 6 heavy tank as well. Although on the PC version, when I was grinding the 361H, I used the 88mm. I think the 7.5/5.5 millimeter gun, sorry, centimeter gun is way better. So I recommend you researching that gun on this tank if you are going for the tier 6 heavy tank. I haven't researched it yet because I first went for the medium tank, and the medium tank doesn't use that gun. So I first researched the medium, and afterwards I'm going to research that gun, and at last I'm going to research the heavy tank. So while I was talking about the gun, you can see that the tank has very nice performance on the battlefield when it's top tier. The gun is really good. It has more than enough penetration to go through everything you meet, other than some tier 7s, but then again you will be aiming at weak spots. So we've managed to pick up 1 kill, and we did quite a lot of damage there. And yeah, that shot really went into the tracks. I don't know what happened there. Probably lag in the server, and I wasn't aiming as well as it looked on the screen, I don't know. But yeah, the performance on this tank is pretty nice. The only downside is that it's very slow. I mean, what the hell? Why is this tank so slow when it has no armor whatsoever? I just don't understand. But hey, we can't have it all. The gun makes up for it. So the battle is over, and we managed to pick up 2nd class mastery, Confederate and Sniper. We took 1700 damage and 1 kill and 725 experience. It wasn't a very good game, but as you can see, 12 shots hit the target and 12 shots penetrated, so the penetration on the gun is more than enough when you're top tier. Now let's take a look at when we are not top tier. And in this battle you will see how to use the armor of this tank effectively. Although it's only 50mm, with side scraping you can use that side armor and the tracks to absorb quite a lot of the enemy shells. So I'm heading for the middle part of the map, the central part. I don't want to go towards the base because obviously I'm at the bottom of the list, and if I meet tier 7 I will stand no chance. The KV3 can 2-shot me, and I don't want to meet him. So I'm heading here. I'm going to hide behind that rock which you see in front of me, and hopefully I am going to be able to do some damage, although I'm not top tier at this match. So the T-33 was spotted there. My teammates are fighting with him, and there we go, first enemy spotted, a KV-1. I'm alone against him, and as you can see he's able to penetrate me reliably because I'm not angling. But right now I'm starting to angle my armor, and he can see only my sight, which is very heavily angled. He tracked me there, but I'm not going to waste my repair kit right now because he's not doing any damage whatsoever. As you can see, he's bouncing every shot, and he used his consumable, adrenaline, and if I use my repair pack now and I come out, he might do a lot of damage to me. Now I'm using my repair pack when his adrenaline runs out, and you can see there I didn't angle and he was able to penetrate my front because I wasn't hiding it behind the rock. But right now I'm starting to side scrape again perfectly against him, and I'm bouncing every shot. I mean, look at that, just count how many shots he took at me, and yeah, that was some effective side scraping there. But then again, you cannot do this against higher tiers because they will penetrate your sides although you're angling it. Although if you are angling your sight, I mean, if the angle is very heavy and they cannot see your front, you can bounce even tier 7s. On the PC, World of Tanks, I have bounced with this tank. I have bounced KV-1S with the 122mm gun, because he was able to see only my heavily angled sight, and he just broke my track, so that's quite nice. But other than that, this armor is useless. So the KV-3 took a shot at my flank, not really all that much I could do about it. He missed his second shot, thankfully, and I managed to escape. He's the only one remaining at this point, and I'm not going to go there and chase him, because let's be honest here, he can one-shot me. I don't want to push my luck anymore in this game, so I'm going to just wait for my teammates to take him out. So this tank can have pretty nice row if it's a top tier, as you saw before. Now in this game, as I engage the KV-1 and the M4 Sherman, you know, when you are playing against tier 5s, when you are fighting against tier 5s, your performance will be nice, but against high tier you will struggle. First class mastery, still WoW, unsurprisingly, and sniper again. 1400 damage, 1 kill, 700 and something experience, I cannot really see. And yeah, again, pretty nice game. 10 out of 10 penetrations. This gun really performs perfectly, as you can see there. Everything you hit you will penetrate, as long as it's not a tier 7 heavy tank or something like that. Now, final game for today, we are at Copperfield again. I like this map quite a lot, as I told you before. We're playing on the other spawn this time, so I'm heading at the same location as well. This hill is pretty nice, and the main engagement in this map is happening up there, because it's, you know, quite near location between the two spawns, and it's just an overall nice location to fight. It has nice cover at the form of those tank traps and the logs there. So I'm going to take this position, and I'm going to just wait. You see the enemies pop up. There we go, KV-1, 2 KV-1s pop up. I take a shot, but it's not very well aimed and it bounces. But this one doesn't bounce. Now this DW2, I'm aiming for the turret, but the KV-1 for my team pushes me. So I think screw that, and I shoot the VK3002H. Now I'm aiming for the tracks, but I didn't break them, I just damaged them. So he manages to go away. And this KV-1 is just being annoying at this point. And there we go, another penetrating shot on the KV-1. As you can see there, this tank doesn't have any problems whatsoever penetrating even tier 5 heavy tanks. I mean, there is nothing at your tier that you cannot penetrate, even the most heavily angled heavies. The most heavily armored, sorry, heavies. If you aim for the weak spots, and this gun has the accuracy to hit them. But as I mentioned before, the aiming time is not so good. So you have to aim quite a bit. But if you don't have the patience like me, you can pull off nice clutch shots. And at this point I think this guy is AFK, but he isn't, as you will see later on. He will surprise me quite nasty there. So I think that he's AFK, so I turn around, and anytime soon I will focus on the real threat. He's not reacting to my fire, so there's no point in shooting him, because the game is quite close at this point. We can still lose. No point in wasting time on AFK tanks. Does this sound familiar to you? Okay. So I'm focusing on the actual threat this time. Put a shot in the VK, and now I put a shot in the KV-1. And at this point I'm seeing that he's moving his turret, and I'm thinking, oh god, this guy isn't AFK. As you can see, he's tracking with his turret, but he's lagging. Or I don't know what's the problem, but he doesn't fire. He's not AFK though. Look at him moving his gun. And I take him out as quick as I can, because I was just like, I was surprised that he's not AFK. Now the heads are, I was going to take him out, but my team did it for me. and the KV-1 rams me at the end. Yay! Now the post-game results. First class mastery, and again sniper, 1700 damage, 2 kills, 790 experience. Not so bad game. This time I penetrated 13 of 15 shots. And this is my ace tanker badge. I get Radley Walters and 943 experience. And this is the very next game I played 1295 experience, Pools Meadow, Top Gun, Sniper and ace tanker. I was able to do 2800 damage in this game. This was the best game I had in this tank, but unfortunately I didn't record when I was playing it. So silly me. But yeah, hopefully you understood what this tank is all about from this quick tank review. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. This always helps me a lot. If you have any question, ask me in the comments. If you're new to the channel and want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, good luck on the battlefield.